Another week, another ink, and let me say, that's more true than ever. Despite some debate the last week about if our scene is really the most healthy one, just taking a look at the events and numbers of the last week should point us towards one answer. Our scene is alive and doing better than it ever has. Howdy, I'm Toma, and let's break it down in this week's episode of the Weekly Ink. To get us started, the weeklies were surprisingly stacked this week. The main focus was obviously the golden paddling pool being run for paddling pool 290, which drew many top players to try and claim the win for this elusive edition of the event. In the end, the event was taken by Pizza Parlor, a team consisting of Shadowwind, Max, Goss, Volti, and Dylan Carew, who managed to take it in a clean 3-0 over Moi, our first of many snooze pickups for the week. For those who don't know, Snooze is a top-level team consisting of Harshi, Kiki, Reiki, and Kaora, who often form pickups with their other friends to sweep through many events. Don't worry though, this won't be the last time you hear about them this week. From EU to NA, SOS 166 was won by My Little Hinlo, a pickup consisting of Mocha, Harshi, Kiki, and Hinlo. Yeah, I wasn't kidding when I said it wouldn't be the last time you'd hear from them. This week's event ended up drawing in 56 teams to try and fight for the top, and while a snooze pickup once again stole the throne, Monsoon managed to make a solid run to take second, while other strong pickups and teams like Duck Motif also took shots at the top this week. Finally, for our trifecta of weeklies, Prison Break 11 was taken by North Penn High School, a pickup of, you guessed it, Harshi, Bands, Zuck, Vale, Koya, and Jeff. While the event is still the smallest of the weeklies, it's been getting progressively more and more stacked. So if you're looking for a good Tuesday event to play or watch, be sure to check it out. Pivoting off of weeklies now, Dapples ran another fantastic edition of Squid Junction this week. While the bracket was smaller than a lot of previous editions of the event, what it lacked in size, it made up for in power. In the end, the event was taken by insert creative name here, a team of Hime, Harshi, Tickle, Mocha, Arikudo, and Ibuki. That's right, more Harshi wins. Harshi is showing up and terrorizing every tournament known to man, and it's great. To finally give a break from Harshi, let's take a look at what's been cooking over at SAC. IPL ran Qualifier 2 for their infamous mid-level circuit, with this week being won by a team known as Chocolate Milkshake, consisting of Cap, Toby, Sunny, Ivy, Ali, and Turnip. Does that sound familiar? Well, it should be, because if you watched our video from 2 weeks ago, you would know that they also won Qualifier 1. Getting the repeat win is insane, and quite the feat for an event like this, so massive congrats to them. Second place ended up going to Mantaboat Fan Club, followed closely by Retro Records in third. As always with SAC, tons of other strong teams such as Triggerfish Zone Supremacy, Big Fat Sea Cows, ASC Ryu, and last qualifier second place team, Insomniac Central, are all showing up to try to fight for their spot in finals. Be sure to keep an eye open for SAC, as the events are only getting more stacked as we get closer to the finals, and teams are getting more desperate to claim their place. In addition to SAC, IPL also ran their 36th edition of Proving Grounds this weekend. The edition was won by none other than Snooze, with Phoenix jumping in as their sub for them this time. As per usual, a bunch of top-level pickups pulled up to try and take the top. And while we'll spare you the details, we wanted to give a shout out to this for having the funniest name for commentators to try to pronounce and our YouTube team to try and spell. Moving on to our Gimmicks section of the video, It's Dangerous to Go Alone 47 saw some fun play in each of its 4 brackets, with its gimmick of placing solo players into teams together always being a party. This time, the master bracket was won by Amused Alloy, a team consisting of Avalon, Comet, Marks, and Westy. The rest of the winning teams are shown here on the screen. But for the sake of this already massive episode not being even longer, we'll spare you the specifics. For our other gimmick of the week, Inksane ran their yearly charity invitational this weekend, the Inksane Invitational 2024, Battle of the Bands. This year, in addition to teams consisting of 2 content creators and 2 competitive players, each team got to ban 6 stages, 1 mode, 1 main weapon class, and 1 special weapon, leading to some of the strangest Splatoon yet. The event was won by last year's second place team, Crushed by Soda, consisting of Lucio, Krungle, Cap and Fry, and Drippy. Overall, the event raised a couple $100s, which were all split between donations to Palestinians Children's Relief Fund and Save the Children, as the charities of choice for the first and second placing teams. So good job to Insane for a fantastic charity event. Now, back to more normal events. Area Cup once again came in with another phenomenal top level JP event in Canvas Cup 8, which saw some pretty interesting developments for the scene. The event overall was won by Takenoko P. Pudding Jr., a team consisting of Sanku, Pudding, Dipe, and Harito R4. Both of the top two teams were using heavy edit comps, which was very interesting since nearly the rest of the entire top 16 were pencil comps. But perhaps the most interesting were some of the weapon picks that didn't win the event. While the Dapple making third isn't a massive surprise given its recent rise, the two S-Blasts making top 16 definitely were, and that's not even mentioning the Neo Sploosh-shaped elephant in the room. Yeah, the one with Beacon and Whale, that one. This edition was wild. Definitely give it a watch if you haven't. For our final online event of the week, Kyo ran the always fantastic Glaze Gauntlet 4. As always for this event, top level players pulled up in droves to try and fight their way to the top to get their hands on the newly added Sendo badge for this event. This time, it was taken by the pickup falling on deaf ears, consisting of Zenith, Yoshell, Gray, and Atomic, who managed to take the event cleanly from the winner's side in a 3-2 over Collab Kings. Just for the Harshi counter, I'll mention that Snooze managed to take third, with the pickup-ish of Guess We're Doing Dread Comps Now, squeezing in fourth. Overall, it was a fantastic event from Kyo, and I'd recommend checking out the 5th edition of the event running next weekend. And finally, for this absolute behemoth of an episode, the Splatoon LAN community threw another banger this weekend with Sunset Surge Camp Horror. This edition of a fan favorite ran a very fun counterpicking system appropriately dubbed Nightmare Counterpicks, which led to some very interesting map mode combinations to say the least. In addition to the horror of having to play on Mincemeat Metalworks, the stream featured some unique in-game visuals, using the Splatoon ink and a bright red sky to really show the horror of the final edition hosted at their current venue. The event was won pretty dominantly by Backline POV, a team consisting of Shiny, Blopwer, Fufu, and Umbre. They swept the second place team Lunar Eclipse with ease, taking both winners finals and grand final sets over them 3-0, sealing one of the most impressive runs in a LAN I've ever seen by not dropping a single game all tournament. They truly proved themselves to be the best in the West. And that just about sunsets our episode of the Weekly Ink. If you've enjoyed it, be sure to like and subscribe. Let us know what you thought about it down in the comments and consider becoming a member. It's cheap and it helps us out a lot. But that's all for now. I've been Toma and we'll see you same time, same place next week.